Alright, we're out here at the 209, well past the sign for no camping, because it's in this like burn scar, reclamation, whatchamacallit area. So you can't ATV or anything, but as far as I know, you can walk, horse, whatever hell else you want to do. Pretty cool area, but it's less gnarly on this side. It's a little bit less fire damage here. I'm just gonna check out these rocks and pretty much just run the camera dead today. Looks like something dug a spot out there. I could feel my legs a little bit from yesterday's hike, but not so much I couldn't come out and poke around here. That's all very mixed quartz. I think just about all of these mounds of rock you can find veins that lead to quartz that they would have been pulling some kind of precious mineral out of at one time. Like I swear, just about every single one of them you can find the remnants, the signs of prior excavation. Now this thing, what in the hell? Is this two rocks? Yeah. Oh my God. The way that is balanced there. I almost wish I didn't kick it. I don't want to be next to it either. God, that is weird. Just those two spots and that other rock. That's crazy. Well, anyway, I guess I'd mention I haven't really come up into this area. I've hiked to the large rock thing that's out there a ways, a whole bunch. And really only checked out this area like one time. And I didn't do it that closely. Well, now I'm kind of looking for these places where they've excavated rocks from. Oh, that's weird. Sandwiched in between there. Gets really narrow, but it gets open. I can squeeze back by because I can get through. These are laid out a lot like the ones back in the camping area there, except these are a little more pancake-like. The whole thing is a lot flatter. Now, is that a loud airplane or? I'm gonna stop walking a minute. See, sometimes in the summer out here, I hear, I swear, what I'd call like experimental aircraft. Now you hear that? Sounds like a lawnmower in the sky. I mean, that thing is choppy. Let's get out of here and get a look. There it goes. See, that's a fairly normal airplane. It was just chopping really good across the air, but I've been out in the Badger Flats and I swear I've seen like hobbled together aircraft. And then I started reading about it, and there's what you'd call like I forget the name, but it's like a natural runway, more or less. And that area like is known for people launching stuff illegally, of course, you know, like cobbled together aircraft. I don't know, it sounds all crazy, but just a long run of straight land. Pretty flat, I guess. Nobody around to say no. And the fact that people actually do crazier things than that. Every once in a while, that thing that goes flying by sounds like it's not going to make it back to where it's going. I say that as I start climbing rocks. It's not going to make it back to where it's going. Yeah, this thing's not very tall. Sure is weird shaped. See, even up here, everything's very flat. And it breaks off and goes to another one over there. Nothing any taller though, I think. That's how I was going to get on top of this and see versus the rocks I was originally going to climb, you know, get out to over there. And that's considerably higher. The nice thing from that one though is the view is a lot better. Well, and it's more fun to get on top of. Not that this one wouldn't be if you went, you know, a different way. Okay. Well, we're gonna head over to that other rock on 88% battery. Not bad at all. I think we can do it. How'd I get up here? This is some of that rock surface that I would hate to fall on. It has these chunks like marked away from the top surface. That one's not even that particularly bad, but there's a few of them not far from here that I know of that, God, it looks like extra coarse sandpaper. It's just gnarly stuff. Anytime I go across that, I just like get this extra sense of like be really steady, and I'm always trying, but just the look of certain things are enough for your brain to make your body react like automatically. Weird patches of fungi here. I can't tell exactly what is it like a. Yeah, it's like on top of the rock. That's not something I usually see in a patch like that. Kind of cool. All this stuff on the rock is begging for it to rain. Most of this area is begging for it to rain, really, but okay, there's the road. I gotta make sure I'm not just totally mindlessly going down the hill. Nice log here. Log rock. The Jeep is, I think, down that way. Because I see the signpost is right there. I parked in the shade so the black doesn't jump out of the shade that well. Let's see. That's the original road in. So where I parked was way to the right. Yeah, down there. This got a little bit more thick going through there. Catch a little shade here. It's probably about 68, 69, something like that, but it's supposed to get 84. Okay, this is the fence, just so people don't drive back there, which there's really nothing that would stop anybody that wants to. I respect all the signs myself. I've talked to some of the people out here that told me why it's closed, and I just don't agree with driving on when they say not to. I think some of the access is left on purpose because of the amount of stuff that they come out here to test on and observe, but I think being able to walk and bring horses out here is more than enough. It's getting to the point where if you can access everywhere, we'll have nothing nice left, so we've got to kind of limit the access. That, and it never hurts to put some feet on the ground and walk, especially in such beautiful country. I haven't stepped on any hornets yet. Yet. Somebody's been out here with a couple horses too. I've seen it both when it was dry and then again after it was wet, and they made marks in the wet mud and stuff. So somebody likes to bring a horse out here. If I were a horse rider, I think I would too, because there's a lot of breeze that flows through here, but there's intermittent shade. It's just nice. I like it. This starts to get a little bit of quartz in the road. I've never found anything that was really, I don't know, like what you say, mathematical crystal-like. It would just all be chunks of quartz. But some of the shiny surfaced granite has had a little bit of that mathematical. See how that's even broken in there? I don't know, just now that's granite and quartz jumbled up. And mica, I think, right there. Yeah. Kind of flick it with my fingernail and mark it. So I guess they're not going to pick up this tree because of the fact that they want probably to test, you know, how it affects the road and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting what they were saying out here, the studies on drainage, how drainage affects the recovery of plant life. I spaced off there because my phone just gave me, or my watch gave me a notification that my iPad was no longer with me. I'm like, yeah, I ain't had my iPad out. I'm trying to think about, it was, I think just at my house. Like, I don't know, it's kind of late to tell me I left it behind. Pretty shady on that one side yet. I'm starting to get a nice big cloud here, so I'm hoping about time we ease into the 80s, we'll ease into some nice clouds overhead. So the existing road goes down and through a low valley that goes around a big rock, and this sort of high trail goes to that quartzy pile that's just west of the peak here. So what I'm going to do is join this trail for a little bit. It's not really a trail as it is just a indentation from where that used to be. You see the tracks there. I don't think that would be them coming out here to do any studies. About lost my balance there. And here's some trumpets. Good example of how they change in color. Very red right there and very pink. A lot of our local flowers have a spectrum that they cover like that. Red to orange, pink to red. I can hear all the little creatures in the rocks as they're like, run, human, run, run for your life. A couple times I've had the birds squawk at me, but I think it's a little late in the season for them to have young. See a real mix of quartz and granite pieces. I found some just visually neat looking stuff out here, but I've never really found anything what I'd call special. Just neat rock formations and some neat colored rocks and things like that, but no real crystal value. But you never know. You never know. Feeling that up. just in case there happens to be any animals. Just like any time I'm bushwhacking, I move real slow, make some noises, and give them time to react. Something else flying out there. I think that's an airliner up above. Too much sun, I'll start sneezing. So there's what I was on over there. Even though it feels tall, like that's nowhere near what this thing's gonna be when you're up on top. Boy, these trees both smell really strong. It's really not too bad coming up here, but this initial part has some loose rock. My dad's made it up here no problem, so gotta duck a little bit there. I should add, my dad's made it to this tree in the middle, not to the very top where I'm headed. That is slightly more involved. Oh, and that's what I couldn't remember. If the rocks I was on yesterday were all that visible. Not really, because that's the one that's nearest to the. Oh wait! I gotta rewind here. That's. Yeah. That's the area that I was in, but not the actual one that I climbed. I was thinking about leaving the pack here, but I've got that nice Sony camera with the cool zoom on it. There we go. Stuff my water in there, so I got a free hand. This isn't that tough either, but I'm definitely going to advise a free hand for most people. Well, this time I was going to kind of look for any signs that somebody had excavated anything, but usually you see the color of rock that's associated with doing that. And I don't think I ever have up here. But at the same time, I've been to some places recently. Check me out. I think it's just a vulture. Hoping I have something. I don't see much unless it's underneath these jumbled rocks. I just don't see much of any kind of sign anybody's hacked anything out up here that didn't involve possibly dynamite. Well, let's see. There's a little notch down here. Now that kind of looks like a quartz vein right there. I'm not going any further. Huh. You can see the quartz on that busted rock there too. All those trees went down, and you can see how the patches of aspens rose up in their place. That's kind of neat. A good angle on it anyway. It doesn't look like there's much of anything left behind there. See, like this stone looks different colored. Doesn't look like any of that moved when I moved my thumb on it. I don't know, this back here almost looks like somebody had a fire there. Or possibly the lightning hit right here and cooked it. Well, that happens too. I think that's why you find some of the rocks in the state that you do, because they've been zapped. 1.21 gigawatts. Some of this stuff that I haven't been up in a long time, I see it again and I'm like, what the hell? How did I so casually do this before? At least it flattens out a little bit. This is flat. Right here. Oh, okay, here's some more of that. It's a shiny red granite. And then, I don't know, isn't that kind of like purplish? I don't know if that's my vision, that some of this stuff looks like it does. This is definitely a vein right there, and a big fissure there. Now this is the color of that stuff I was holding on to and trying to pull out of the hillside there. That's the color right there. See that? Huh. Neat old mosquito, man. Another vein going up this boulder. When it's a couple pieces too. Well, after that one on the other side, like I'm jokingly kicking it because it's big and, you know, had a base, and I look down there, it's like 2 golf balls it's sitting on. Oh no. Okay, there's another vein right there. So there is a few minor signs of pokage, message aroundage, but not quite like you find on any other pile nearby here, I'd say. It's got less than everything else does. Not too many thorn bushes. This is the first one that's blocking my path the whole way. I'm going to try to get my right leg up in the air. Get over it. Oh, that was a bluebird right there. Now that has kind of a like regular quartz color blending into, it's not really red or pink, it's even like just a soft pastel. I don't think it's a strong color. And then sometimes I think it's just reflecting the blue of the sky and mixing it with, you know, what color you're actually seeing. It's a damn blue sky today. I think you can see the quartz hill over there, the white all over the place. And the trail, excuse me, a little bit more defined going that way. 10 o'clock, I think I'll head back. My forehead is beginning to send water out of it. Boop. Well, thanks for tuning in. Let my heart rate go down. Take in the beauty, and it's the best thing I can do for myself sometimes.